that this article is all about the women's rights. So I feel that, why should we don't have the kind of session, why should we cannot have a Zoom meeting on this article. This article is mainly describing women's related to throughout the world, not only specific region, not only specific religion, not only specific conditions. So it reflect all kind of women, starting from the age group of, you can consider the birth baby to the old age woman. What kind of
Very
problems
right.
they were facing, and what kind of challenges they were facing in the real life. So this is all about them, and I found very interesting, and I told this lady, Fatima, let's do this kind of meeting, and she is ready to deliver a session. This is her first time, and we request all of you guys be active participants in this meeting, and I want all of you guys follow the same, like she has coming an approach to deliver a session in our Zoom meeting. So I wish all of you guys please come with this kind of article, and you can design your own Zoom meeting. I will be there to support you. You just need to believe in yourself. Okay. So each and every person among here, I know that each and every person has capability to deliver a session, but they just need a little bit boost up of confidence. Okay. So this is all about today's topic, what we gonna discuss, but there are few more people here, so let me talk with them. Because we are waiting for 5 minutes, then we'll hand over to Fatima, that she will initiate her topic. Till then, I wish Dr. Dhananjay, if you want to add on something on this topic, because you have very gone through thoroughly and you read her article. You want to add on something, Dr. Dhananjay?
Yes, let me first introduce the speaker way. I know Fatima since last maybe 1.5 months, and she is a very good learner, I must say that, and very ferocious woman. I was really inspired when I read her article, and being from a background, the country which she belongs, and her thought process is really provoking. Okay, so I am really looking forward for this particular session, because what she has written in the article, she has poured heart into it. And today we also expect the same thing she does when she talks in front of the people hear from her side. My friends, this is a very genuine article written by someone who had seen the different phases of life from a country where women may or may not get great rights as compared to highly developed advanced countries. So I respect her thoughts, and it is really nice that she has taken up this initiative. We welcome Fatima here for the talk. Thank you.
Thank you for your quick thoughts, and I really appreciate the way you describe about her introductions and about this article. Okay, so we have many people here. Anybody wants to say anything related to this article? And before anybody say anything, this is a topic for group discussions. So this topic will stay almost 60 minutes, group discussions. In between, every slide we represent with you. You can ask your question by raising your hand. Okay, whatever questions you want to ask, you just need to raise your hand. After every slide, we allow you to speak about this topic. You can ask the questions, but we have several questions at the end of the session also for all of us for group discussion. Okay, so first of all, uh, we are already more than 30 people here, so it is really honor that you all people join on the time, and we are about to start. Okay, so anybody has any questions before I start the meeting, before I hand over this session to our host? Any person wants to ask any questions, you can ask me now, or you are ready, or you are excited to listen a new host. for today. Okay, so I think I convey my message properly. Please raise your hand if you have any questions, right? Okay, so I hand over these sessions to our special guest, Fatima. It's honor to you have here in our English Globally platform, and we wish you best of luck for your journey. This is the first article which you are going to represent here, and we wish you will continue this kind of article with us. Okay, thank you. You can initiate now.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so let me share my screen.
Do you hear me?
So
Can you hear me, Mr. J?
yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay, so
Okay,
my
hello everyone.
screen.
Welcome to our session, to today's session. I'm honored to be here with you and discuss about this topic. First of all, let's thank Dr. Dhananjay for providing this opportunity in the group for all of us to think. It helped me to think about writing this article, and after that, I won in the competition, and I felt very excited. Then the dear admins asked me to deliver this subject in the Zoom meeting here. And it's a kind of chance for all of us to discuss about these sensitive topics. And before jumping to the subject, let's introduce myself for those who don't know me. Maybe some of you know me because I joined the English Globally family for 1 year. It's about 1 year now that I'm added by my dear friend Elvira from Russia to this group, and this great opportunity helped me to be here now at this moment. So I'm Fatemeh. I'm teaching English in my country, and I have an MA degree in linguistic studies. And actually, I'm interested in writing and reading some philosophical subjects like women's rights. And this topic is not related to my personal life, actually, and it's not related perfectly to my country, but it's about all women around the world, whether they are young or old, they are Muslim or non-Muslim, they are from Western countries or Eastern countries, they are married women or single women. All of them, we can talk to all of women, and also this article is addressing men also, because men are father in future or now. They can be a father, and maybe they are husband, or in future there will be a husband. So they have a responsibility for the right of women in the world. So my audience and my audience actually are both groups, women and men both. So let's get started. The first slide, Mr. J.
Okay, so I will share my screen, and I think this slide is visible to all of you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In the first slide, you see, yes, please. You see equality and women's rights. Actually, the subject is about women's rights and about the equality in rights, not in nature. We don't claim that men and women are the same, they have the same nature, or they are the same exactly, but we are demanding only equal rights. And we are talking about equal rights all over the world, everywhere, not in special society or a special country. So I don't talk about any kind of religion now, or any kind of special country or society. Please be careful about this topic. Maybe some of people think that I'm talking about some special society or culture, but it's the general topic that every time we can speak about it, and we can discuss about this challenging and sensitive subject.
Right.
So let's.
Okay.
In this,
So as
actually, we are talking about women's rights, relationship for women. We are talking about their freedom, and we are talking about how we can train our children to get their rights, and also about individualism for women in this world.
right.
Yes,
Okay.
please, next slide.
Okay, so as Fatima has mentioned about this presentation, this is not related to any specific religion. This presentation is not specific related to any specific country. It's not specific any religion. It's not specific only for women's groups. Here we are discussing about equal rights of women's and men's. Okay, so this is is ongoing since so long. This topic is being handed over. This topic is in debate since so long, but in our sessions today we got a chance to discuss about this. So I'm moving to the next slide. Thank you. These are some photographs of historical photos. Yes, Fatima.
Yes. In this slide, you see some women who are fighting for their rights, votes for women. And if you study this story, you know that what happened during a story against women. Sometimes when I'm studying this story, I really feel pain. I wasn't in that period of time, but when I'm reading the story of women, what happened to them in different countries, in different culture, it's really shameful for humanity. Women never treated like a human being. In many places, they are treated like animal, unfortunately, and maybe worse than them. And this happened by men because they felt they are more stronger and they can do anything they want to the women. In many countries, I don't want to name the country. I started from my country. Before, in my country, many women killed because of betray. Betraying is a mistake, but it's not a big, it doesn't require a big punishment like killing a woman because of betray. And we know that in many countries, baby girl must be killed. In Arabian countries, before Islam comes and saved the women from this oppression, you can say, their baby girl and their and even in other countries like China, India, Egypt, Western countries, in Rome, in Iran, everywhere, women unfortunately killed or treated like a slave, or I read in some countries maybe when the husband died, the alive wife must be buried beside him. And in some countries, they have doubt that women are human beings or not. And maybe it's just on 100 years ago that they get to this point that women are human beings. We are the same. We have the same nature, and we have only different form, different structure. But the essence is the same. The nature is the same. The place we are coming, our creator actually created us from the same essence. We have the same soul, the same spirituality, but just the physical body is different. Just the form is different, and it doesn't make any right for people, for humans, to disrespect this human being. Actually, before we are fighting for women's rights, we have to accept that we are human beings. We have to fight for our human rights, actually. is the story, and it's very shameful. It's very embarrassing that we know what happened to women around the world. And this fighting is still going on, but now the time is changed, and now we break this silence, all women around the world, and we will get our right, and that's just equality. We don't want more. We just want to have equal rights like men. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, women's rights here. True feminism means having more femininity and having more gentle qualities in women who don't try to act like a man or compare and compete with men. Actually, when you hear the word of feminism, many of people think that women want to fight with men. It's not fighting, actually. We don't want extra things. We don't want more things. We just want equal rights. And actually, feminism, in my idea, it's having more femininity for a woman. And for example, me as a woman, I'm proud of my gender, and I want to treat and act like a woman, exactly, not like a man. I don't want to compare myself with a man because the nature, the body is different, the quality, the mind is different, the psychological manners is different. So it's not about equal between men and women. I mean, we are not equal, actually. We are not equal, but necessarily at the next line, let me read it for you. They keep means the women keep their femininity perfectly. Actually, women and men necessarily are not equal in nature, but they definitely have equal rights and opportunity in their life. So this is the important things, that we have equal rights and we want our equal rights, and we don't want to treat it less than a man because we are both human beings. Just we have different appearance, we have different form and different culture, different structure, not more. And a self-aware woman accepts herself and she is happy and proud of her gender. This is very important, that even in my heart and in my mind, I never should think that I'm less than a man. I'm more than a man. If I'm not more than a man, at least I'm equal with man in my rights, because I'm a mother, and mother can produce a man. Okay? So in the next sentence, let's read it. Progress has been made on women's equal rights and their freedom, but there is still a long way to achieve all their rights, especially in some specific societies. You know what I mean by specific societies, because in some societies, women now live in a better situation than the other societies. It's very necessary to notice this point, that we are standing till we got all our rights. The time of silence is over. Now it's time to speak up. Now it's time to teach our children that there's no difference between men and women in their rights. Let's jump to the next slide, please. Yes, types of violence against women. Many women in the world are victims of violence. Violence is not necessarily physical. Today, physical violence is obsolete. Violence is not always expensive. Even a small violence isn't acceptable, and it's plenty. What does it mean, this sentence? It's obvious that maybe there is still physical violence, sexual violence, but it's not happen in public. Most of them happen in family, in relationship, but by close people to women. Actually non-physical violence like emotional violence, mental violence, psychological violence is too much. There are many minor violations. This could be non-physical and emotional violence. Violence also includes passive aggression and humiliation, disrespect, which can kill a woman's emotion. Whatever hurts my emotion as a woman is violence. It can happen by my nearest person, my closest person. It can happen by society, by my colleagues. It can happen by my government, by politics, whatever. And everywhere it happens, it's violence. So abortion actually can be a kind of violence that many happen, get depressed after they know their baby is a girl. This is a kind of violence. I want to tell you a story about a woman who I know her. She was pregnant, and after she knows that her baby is a girl, she started crying for 1 week. What happened to her? This is a great violence and violation against women. Actually, her husband was very happy that her baby is girl, but what happened to this woman, to this woman? This woman grown up in a family that there are 4 sisters in the family and no brother. And the words of her father, to remember the words of her father, affected on her from childhood when he disrespected her mother because that there's no baby boy in the family. And this effect on this girl after she married and she noticed that her baby is a girl, she got depressed, and unfortunately nobody could convince her that there's no difference between baby girl or baby boy. And it's just a story that I've seen here in my life, but it's happened many and many around the world, that many mothers kill their baby because they are girls. This is started from women. They must know their worth. Here I'm talking to women. They must be proud of their gender. And don't let anyone fool them, anyone humiliate them, anyone do sarcasm actually with them because they have baby girl. These are all emotional and mental and psychological violence against women. And many examples we can say. I just want to make a summary. This means that you are nothing. Okay, I'm explaining here about the previous sentence. Emotional violence actually means you are nothing and I can do anything with you and you have no right to speak up. It's very popular things in actually uncivilized countries, not all countries. We don't talk about all people, all men and women. We are discussing that these things are still running in our society, in our countries, in our world. And we as a woman shouldn't let anyone to abuse women and behave like this with women. So the next sentence, throughout the history or any religion or culture around the world, women's rights have not been equal. Yes, you know that. The history is clear for everyone who study books and who watch movies. You can see in also in religion. Maybe religion helps people in that time, in that period of time, that helps the women to get some right, but still religion doesn't give equal rights for men and women. I don't know the reason, and I don't want to discuss about the reason, but it's clear that there is violation against women, even in any religion and culture around the world. Yes, next slide, please.
Okay, so as Fatima has provided example of different kind of violence, I would like to summarize, what different kind of violence is all about. There you can consider domestic abuse, like, normally happens with many women. And this is not only related to the kind of violence happens with women. You can consider this chart, this paragraph is all about the women's kind of rights and the kind of problem which women are facing in the society. But domestic abuse usually happen with the woman. What kind of domestic abuse? Like physical abuse, financial, sexual, and emotional. So all this kind of abuse happen with the woman in our society. Now, this all kind of violence, this is different kind of violence. You can consider rape and sexual assault. This is also the kind of violence against women. You can consider child sexual abuse. This is also a very big topic. If you can discuss, many countries, developed countries, you can consider undeveloped countries also. The people who are educated also in their lifestyle, and people who are uneducated also, they all kind of people, all kind of religious, all kind of country, all kind of cultures people, this kind of problem, this kind of domestic violence, this kind of violence happens everywhere. Sexual harassment and stalkings. Okay, then harmful traditional practice. There is some culture in some of the religions that is, you can consider as a violence also, right? Like, as you there is example forced marriage in some of the countries, some of the culture, they have this kind of tradition, forced marriage, honor crimes, dowry related crimes. So these all are crimes in many countries nowadays, they consider as a crime after so many different kind of active this group who come forward and they fight against this women's rights. So they consider now this as a act, and nowadays they consider as a crime. Other also consider as a commercial and sexual exploitations, like sex trafficking. Still this happening in many countries. Prostitution, this is also happening in many countries. Pole, lab, table dancing, and pornography. These are the major violence against women. Okay, so these all are different types. That kind of violence that's already ongoing since so long, and it is still continue. This is not over. And at the end, I have mentioned here one more thing that is related to, there is a small note. Men can also suffer from most of this form of violence, but the majority of the victims are women and child. Okay, so
Yes,
now
thank you.
this is about this slide, and this is about this topic, related to this topic, different kind of violence, right? Okay.
Thank you so much for great explanation. Yes, actually, not only women suffer from this abuse and this violation, but also men can suffer from this kind of violence. But
Right.
why women and children suffer more from this kind of violation? Because they are weaker. They are more weaker in body. This is one of the reason, not all the reason, but one of the reason. And the other reason is the culture
Right.
and maybe the society, and the other things that they learned. The women learn to be silent. This is very wrong. This is so wrong in my idea, that we teach our girls and our daughters to be silent against violations. We have to change this culture. Women must speak up. They shouldn't learn to be silent.
Right.
Yes, please, next slide.
Okay. Let me have a little bit short break. I would love to announce
Yes,
that.
I have to,
Yeah.
Jay, I have to say something. Fatima said women and children abused because of they are weaker. I don't agree. It's
Right.
not because of they are weaker. It's because of we don't have good law for protecting them.
Yes,
It's
exactly. One of the
it's
reasons is we don't have law, but still, even in countries that they have great law for protecting women and women, it happened again. Why it happened in advanced country even? It's one of the reasons, but physical weakness, I mean, body, children, it's one of the other reason. It's one of the reason only, not the main reason. But I agree with you.
Show their number is very low.
Right. Yeah. Of
It's
course.
Of
a
course.
number of them is okay because we are human and most of people would like abuse another. It's our nature, but
Yes.
we control by good law.
Yes.
If you look at the good country, pro-white country, and you see them, their law is very stiff. Okay,
Yes.
and people if do this, maybe they don't have their children for always. Okay,
Exactly.
for this reason they have to be very careful about their behavior in front of their children, their wife.
Yes.
The best,
Exactly. You
yeah.
mentioned very good point. It's kind of a
Yeah.
political issue in many countries, and it's related to government that they don't care about women's rights, children's rights. I completely agree with you. And
And one
I
more thing I want to say about that,
yes,
it's related sometimes. Many times I saw that scenario and still I'm looking, means women's are women's enemy sometimes. They
Right.
pretend
Right.
like that. Yeah. So they are not supporting, even women are not supporting women. Like means after marriage, one girl come to another house and that time not supporting new member, the
Right.
older one woman. So
Right.
they just forcefully, they wanted to do everything.
Right.
yes, exactly. It's another kind of violation that force
Yeah.
women to live somewhere that they don't like.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it is also one reason. So I love to include that because one another woman can be obstacle to do everything for other women.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Okay.
are right.
May I? May I add something?
Yes. Yes. Sure.
Okay. Thanks, Anita, for your point, but I think that's becoming obsolete because, you know, we can see so many people that are not living, or better to say, they're not sharing houses with their parents. They have their own separate houses or homes. For example, I myself just got married and I am with my wife. I'm not with my parents. So what you say is not true about our case. And not just our case, but so many other cases. So I want to make the point that nowadays people are separate. So if even we take it into account, it's not a one-way process, it's a two-way process. Why? I might go to my father-in-law's house and they may not like me, and they might behave me like a stranger. This is not a good idea. So this also might happen to me. What should I do in that case? So this
Yeah, of
happens for
course.
both.
Yeah, it happens for both, but I don't know you're from where, but whatever I saw in my life. So just I'm explaining.
Right.
So yeah, it's happened to both. As our new host shared, means sometimes for female, not only for female, they are bordered the same situation. Uh, male also, and
Right.
it's same
Okay. So
everyone, but mostly women are facing lot because our countries majorly they are getting rights means of male, they are getting rights more
right.
to do more in our society, so that's why.
And in our country, usually people live in a joint family rather than a separate
Mhm.
family. So that kind of
Ah,
issue occurs. If you live in a joint family, people need to accept the change. Some people are not ready to accept change. So they need to accept by both way. If any new persons come at your home, you need to accept her, and a new person also need to accept the new home. So the kind of acceptance between both of them is required to stop
You're
this
right.
kind of violence, right? And in this case, the most important role is a partner. If your partner able to understand, if your partner able to give you strength to survive, to manage this kind of atmosphere, who can understand you, who can give you more and more love, who can support you to do whatever you wants to do, when you change from your old home, from your mother's home to your partner's home. So at that time,
Mm.
most important thing which required from any new member, that is a partner's love in the form of different ways to
Love and
care,
support.
love and support.
okay.
That is most
Yes.
important thing. If they receive this kind of love and support, they can able to uh, transit, they can able to survive this period very smoothly, right? So this thing
Right.
is required by society. Thank you for this point. Anybody?
Okay.
Yes, Zabbar, you want to say? Unmute yourself plus, please. You need to unmute your mic, Jabbar. Yeah, unmute your mic to speak.
Okay,
Yeah, it's audible now.
now it's okay. Hello, everyone. I like to participate with this subject. It's a nice subject for the women rights and for the women when become abused. During the war, the woman most vulnerable to the violence. Suppose in Syria or in Libya, in different countries, when the
Right,
war happened
right,
between even if internal war or external war, the women become victims. This is the first one. The second one, even when the war happened between the tribe or between the clan, two clan or two tribes, sometime when they like to make a solution for this problem, they give some woman to another side just to solution, and this is also a kind of a violence against the woman.
right, right,
In psychology, it's one word, it's called it VANE, VANE. It means violence, abuse, neglect, and exploitation. These four things happen against the woman, and we can make abuse into three parts: psychological abuse, physical abuse, and emotional abuse. Sexual abuse. It means four parts. This I like to share with you about the subject.
right. Thank you for your suggestions. Which country you belongs to, Jabbar?
I'm from Iraq.
Iraq. Okay, thank you for
Yes.
joining in these sessions, and thank you for your thoughts. Anybody have
Thank you.
any more thoughts related to this violence? We are discussing about right now violence, all different kinds
Yes.
of violence. You want to add on? Anybody? You
Yeah,
can.
I wanna say something there. Am I audible to you guys?
Yes, audible, please.
Yeah, actually, I'm just hearing all of you guys, but everybody was just blaming the law, blaming the understanding, blaming the family. I think, according to me, it's all about the person, it's mentality. Like, if you talk about in Pakistan, in some other countries, some of the families was facing that violence, other was not facing that violence. What is the issue? We have to understand that thing. They all are living in the same country, but one woman is face that violence, other is not facing. Just because other one is ready to take a step, they know they create that bound. I'm not handling more than that. Like, you are my loved one, but still they have some dignity and prestige for me. If you are crossing that, then they raise their voice first of all, and they have an understanding. And the other human and other, like, if you talk about the male, they ready to understand it. Like, we have some prestige, we have some dignity, we have like our own ourselves. We don't want to hurt our ego. So the same way we accept them as a human, so we consider it in a that way, then this kind of violence will be over. But because nobody knows, you can't change until you not change the mentality. Laws will not impact anywhere, because the information will keep coming in your mind regarding that I am superior, and other one like keep saying, yeah, you are below than me. Then it's no matter how many laws you will create, but you can't change the mentality. Then whenever he get the chance, he will behaving like that. So it's about the changing the mentality, and for that all the women need to create that bound and ready to take their like point. Whenever they find the situation is going beyond that level where they not tolerate it, then they raise their voice against it. Not raise in means they have to fight with them, but like strictly say it's done, now you're crossing your way. Because we can't say if same country one woman is like happy, another woman is not happy. So we have to think about it. Why? We can't blame the country, we can't blame the laws. They are somewhere problem, but problem is in the mind of the people. How we gonna treat them? Some people treating everyone really well, another was not treating them really well.
Right, right.
So it's all depend on person of person, man.
Right. So it
According
also
to me.
depends, it also depends on person to persons, and always change. If any change happen in this world, it starts with us. It starts with me. Okay. So if you want to change this world, you need to change first. Then only you able to change this world. Then only I able to change my home. Then only I able to change my society. After society I can able to change my country, and after country I can able to change this world. So change starts within yourself. If you respect women, if you give proper rights to all the women, you know, they should not have to worry at all. Why should we are discussing about this point? Because the change is not happened yet. We are on the step of the change. Okay, and we want this change happen as early as possible, so we all can grow together. There are many women in different countries. They are at different level. You can have several names. Like right now the president of you can consider New Zealand. She works so well in this COVID situation. You know, right now there isn't any single case of COVID-19. She works very hard to overcome from all these. Initially there were few cases, so she is honored. That kind of woman we have, like Mother Teresa. She changed the society. Many women, you can have many different names, right? So it change starts within yourself. Okay, we need to move to our topic because there are several slides. Yes, Fatima, you can add on.
Yes, the problem is that people want to force women to accept the culture, and this is this is wrong. If the mentality of woman is like that, that accept his husband's mentality, is great. That's great. Without any argument, they can live. But if she doesn't accept to live in the same house with the family of husband, if the husband wants to convince him to accept this culture and accept this family, it's violence. We have to respect women's mentality, whatever it is. If she thinks she cannot live in this house, mm, there's no argument to
Right.
convince him to accept the culture. So we want to force women to accept, and we disagree with this point that no trying, no arguing, no trying to uh, convince women to accept something, whatever culture, society, or religion.
Yes, yes. Okay, yes, Isabel, you want to add on something? Then we move to our
No,
slide.
I'm hearing you, and I surprised
Okay,
because this topic is very strong.
right,
Because I we don't know. For example, I live in Argentina, in America,
right,
and the culture is so different, no?
right.
And I was hearing all you, and I I am surprised, and I like to hear that
Thank you.
we can talk about
Yeah,
this, no?
right. I understand.
And yes, I like because we in America have the information that, for example, in oriental part of the world, no,
Right,
uh, women don't have mm, doesn't have any rights.
right,
And now I'm hearing you, and I'm hearing people, women, and I like to hear that all of us are fighting for our rights.
yes,
And here in Argentina, for example, we have domestic violence, but we have institutes, and we have a government institutes, and that helps people, that helps mothers and childs.
right,
Then we can we can the man who abused or, for example, make a domestic um,
violence,
fights or something like this,
right,
um, can go to can go to the jail. Okay.
right, right.
But it's so difficult to stay here, to stay in this position, this position. And we women, we grow up, no,
Right, right,
with the we have to serve men, no,
right, right, right,
in all of the cultures.
right,
And it's so difficult to stop it,
right,
no.
right, right.
And now we are talking about this,
Yes,
and we are doing things for this, no.
yes, yes. You are
And
right. You are right. So thank you, Isabel. I need to stop you at this moment because we are short of time, and we want to continue our sessions. Our still some presentations are pending, and yes, you are saying absolutely right. Some people have no rights to discuss about this topic. In some country, they're not able to discuss about women's right. Okay, so we are very glad and we are very happy that we able to discuss related to this topic, and we will continue the sessions. We will have many question answers and at the end of the session. Sorry, Tika, just need to wait for a few minutes. We'll continue the session.
That's
Thank you.
fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So next slide is that about women's rights. Over to you, Fatima. Please continue.
Yes, thank you for your beautiful and great ideas of all participants. You mentioned great points. Actually, I agree with you all. And as our friend mentioned, the same things is happen for all of the women, even in Argentina, in Iran, in Arab countries, in Western countries, in China, in Korea, everywhere. You have the same similarity that we are standing for our rights nowadays at this moment, and we want to teach our children to get their rights properly. So the next slide is I'm reading for you. Every woman has the right to experience an independent and free personal life. She is a human being before taking on the various roles as a wife or mother, life partner, friend, sister, or daughter. It's very obvious. Sometimes we think because I'm a mother, I have to limit my freedom. Because I am a wife, I have to limit my freedom. But I personally disagree with this point. We have our personal life, even if I'm married woman, even if I'm mother, even if I'm a daughter, I respect my father, but nobody can order me. Nobody has this right to ask me to be an obedient as well. This roles and responsibility as mother or wife never limit our right as a human being to enjoy our life the way we want to enjoy, like men enjoy in their life. It's very clear that men in this world enjoy more than women in their life. They have more freedom. In every country and society is different. Every family is different. I agree with you that it's not the same. There's not the same problem in all families, all culture, and all society. But still, this problem happened for many of women. But maybe it's secretly. Maybe it's hidden. Maybe they don't have right to speak about it. Maybe they have to keep it as a secret because they want to save their life, because they want to keep their family connected. Our world needs a strong, brave, and happy women. We don't want to be unhappy, sad, depressed, and weak women. Enthusiastic and energetic women who are fearless, who can achieve their goals and their freedom and their rights and follow their dreams in their life and fight for getting their rights against society, culture, religion, family, everything and everyone who want to stop them from getting their rights. It's obvious, I think, but if you have any question or if you want to add something in this slide, we can listen to you or we can continue to the next slide.
Yes, we can continue.
Okay. My body, my decision. My appearance, my decision. My clothes is my decision. My life is my decision. The place I select for living is my decision. I shouldn't have to force to live in somewhere or some place that I don't want. It's not my right to wear the clothes that I don't like. It's my right to choose my clothes, to choose how I put makeup. It's my right to live the way as I want.
Right.
If I'm thin or fat, the body is mine. Nobody has this right to blame me, to criticize my body, my appearance, my clothes, my lifestyle, my whatever related to me is mine. When I say nobody, it means even father, brother, husband, and anyone doesn't have this right to criticize me and my body and my life. Actually, women's rights are human rights. It's clear that we are talking actually about human rights, not women's rights. First, we have to get our human rights, then we can talk about women's rights because they are connected, they are not separated from each other. But unfortunately, in many countries, for example, my country women doesn't have this right to choose their clothes, to choose their appearance as they want. I don't want to criticize any kind of special appearance or clothes. For example, me, I'm wearing hijab, I'm wearing a scarf. If it is my desire, if I choose by myself, it's okay, no problem, because maybe I feel I look more beautiful with this scarf, so it doesn't have any problem. But if someone or any religion or any government or anybody force me to change my clothes because of her ideas, this is violence against me. And we, as a woman, never accept this.
Right. Okay.
I'm so agree with her. I'm so agree. I like it.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thanks.
So,
but the fight is so hard. So hard.
Yes, nobody criticize or blame a man because of the body, because of her appearance. All the men expect that all the women accept them as they are. But whenever it comes to women, women must be very sexy, very attractive, very fit. They should have a good fitness, and everything must be perfect. I don't know what the culture is that everything must be perfect for women, but for men, they are as they are, and we have to accept them as they are. This is a kind of violence against women, actually. And we have to start fighting against them. We have to pride ourselves as we are, whatever I am, how kind of body I am, how kind of clothes I am, what kind of mindset I am. Everything is mine, and I'm proud of myself. And you have to accept me, whoever you are, my husband, my family, my government, my colleague. This is me, and you should accept me. I shouldn't change myself because of the other person.
Right.
I hope you agree with me. This is my personal idea.
Yes, so as we were discussing about different roles of women, and women needs to accept by this government, by the society, by the culture, the way women are. My body, my decision. Woman can have her own thoughts, whatever she wants to do. The government, the religion, the society, they will allow to do whatever they want. And for a joke side, I would love to mention nowadays women are also not accepting the man. If the man is fat,
Great
if the man is
problem.
fat, if man is thin, if man's physical appearance is not good, the woman, they are not accepting. We want some, now. So this is the improvement. This is the improvement,
There is any
Revolution.
right? This
if
is the
there is any
revolution,
moment, it's okay.
so
We should accept. We should learn to accept their
right.
mindset,
So
their ideas.
I must say, before several years ago, before few years ago, their women do not have that kind of rights to select their life partner. Nowadays,
Yes.
as because of this moment, as because of several kind of laws, they have at least this right in different countries.
Yes.
Okay, they able to
Yes.
select their life partner, whether he is educated or not, whether he is good looking or not. So nowadays the society is developing slowly, and we
Of
are
course.
here to discuss for that only, right? So
Yes, we are improving, and it's a great improvement actually in our work. But still, we need to get better situation. We are not
Every time,
satisfied
so
still.
right, yes, Anita,
every time people, they are just focusing only on women.
right,
Every time, everywhere,
right,
on every matter,
right,
every to head to toe.
right,
They are only have one content to discuss about women.
right.
So yeah.
So,
Yes.
sometimes you should need to take proud for that. Wow, this man, every man. Some women are also like that way. Wow, these men are talking for me. How I look like. Many women are also
Yeah.
very crazy for
No,
that, right?
that is possible. Who those for those smart ladies,
Right.
not for everyone
Not for
who
everyone.
knows everything already.
Right.
Just they need to know means what to how to talk with how means what situation.
Right.
For it's for only that kind of ladies, not for villagers.
Right.
So many villagers women, they are facing a lot, but we can't
Right.
help
Right.
because sometimes even we also facing
Yes.
that kind
So
of problems, not every time.
only one thing they can do right now, they are doing this thing continuously. What? That is ignore. They are just ignoring this kind of nonsense people, right? They are not focusing what the people are doing. They are just ignoring, and they are carry on their work. But it's a time to raise voice against this kind of nonsense, right? So this is the change which actually required. If you're not able to speak, they will continue the activity which they were doing, and they will get motivated. If you don't get raised one day, they might be, you do some kind of violence with you. So the raise of voice is required at certain point. You should need to know at which point you need to raise your voice. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Tika, you want to add on something? You raised your hand last time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, it's fine. Thank you. So we'll continue the discussion. We still
Okay,
have,
I would like to ask you.
yeah, please.
Maybe to Fatemeh.
Yes.
Fatemeh,
Yes.
we have talked about the violence, like sexual, also maybe child abusive violence, and then how about the verbal violence? Because as I know, we are as an adult woman always face the verbal violence, especially at office, and also for children, women children, they also get the violence since they all since they all child. So I think the verbal violence is crucial issue, especially in Asia, and it could make children when they grow up, they will feel they nothing. Also, it could make they feel down, and it also has negative impact when they will try to teach or to make the nurture for their next generation. So how about this?
Yes, of course. Sexual violence is more worse than physical violence because it affects on mind, and this affection remains for lifetime, especially for children, for women, whatever. We have in the next slide, we are talking about verbal violence and this kind of violence that we, we speak in a cruel way with women, or sarcasm, or making fun, or even with children. We imagine, maybe we consider that, as you said, you are nothing, you are small, you are young, you don't know anything. This verbal violence, any kind of cursing, any kind of humiliating, this affects more than physical violence. Maybe physical violence has less effect, but verbal violence is more cruel, more harder. And actually, we shouldn't accept it. We have to defend of ourselves. This depends on ourselves. We have to learn to change our mindset. We don't accept. If someone talk with me in a bad way, we shouldn't never allow them to talk like this. It depends on our sensitivity. If I don't have any sensible to this kind of words, so anyone let himself or herself to talk to me as the way she wants or they want. But it depends on me how to react to the people's behavior, people's words. So even it can happen at work, especially for women, children, as you say, in family, in relationship. But all depends on me as a woman that don't accept this kind of violation, this kind of bad words, anything that hurts my feelings, anything that hurt my emotion is forbidden. And it's my duty, my responsibility to not accept it and speak up and don't allow anyone to abuse me even by words, right?
Okay, and as I know, based on the WHO data, most violent victim of women, they don't realize that if they already become a victim by violence, verbal violence. So if someone get the physically abusive, physically violent, we can see it. But verbal is so like the peak of the Mount Ace. And then finally, in Indonesia, I would like to share about the condition in Indonesia because of their parent, their family do abuse, to verbal violence to the woman, and the woman do something bad like kill their children, also do something crime that influenced by the verbal violence. So I think this is also
This is very
important.
serious issue, and this is a very serious issue in nowadays. People are facing the countries are facing, and we will talk on this topic also in future. Let me share the slide, and we will about to finish the session. Then we will continue with question answer. Yes, Fatima, please continue.
Yes. Education of next generation about women's rights, the very important subject for me as a mother, as a woman. The women who educate their children respect the equality between boys and girls when they are young. From the moment that the children started to know about their gender, it's my responsibility as a woman to teach my boy and my girl at the same time that respect to each other, that they have the same equal rights. I have to teach my daughter to get their right and not be silent. Every man has brought up by a woman who is his mother. Therefore, women as a mother has the main role for teaching and training the new generation to stand for their rights and respect each other. So here, women's role is very important as mother. Or women or men's role also is very important because you are father, you have a girl, you have your daughter, and you want the best things for your daughter, okay? So here we have to teach our children that inequality is out of date. You are both the same. You have the same equal right. And my behavior affects, my words affect on my children. Whatever I feel about myself as a woman indirectly affects on my daughter, affects on my son. Whatever my husband as a father treats in the family, it affects on my son and my daughter. We have to be careful about our behavior because everything starts from me, from family, and then it spread in society and in countries and in the world. We need a woman who knows herself and knows her true value and power. A woman who never allows anyone to restrict her ideas, her values, and her freedom just because of biological differences. Even we have lots of biological differences, but it's not the reason for restricting our rights. And this is our duty to teach our children and make them aware of this fact. They need knowledge. Maybe nobody says them, maybe they don't educate at the school about these things, but as a mother and father, this is our duty to teach our children, to treat them in an equal way and make them to feel that there's no difference between them. And they will have the same mindset in their life. And by this way, we can change the culture, we can change the world, and it will happen soon that we witness the equality between men and women in future. Next slide, please.
So this is about the study conducted on a few data which I want to represent with you guys. This is about the violence and this is about the study. Stop violence against women. As per the WHO, World Health Organizations, they mentioned this thing. In WHO European region specifically, the well-developed country as we are talking about, 1 in 4 women experience sexual and physical violence by the intimate partner. Here they use the most important word is intimate partner. Physical violence and sexual violence. 1 of the 4 women. It means you can say 25% women, they are facing only one kind of violence related to from her partner. Okay, so this is one study and this is the data. Next.
Yeah, and this is something that women feel ashamed to talk about it. That's why that all of this violence happened to women, because
Right.
they don't want to show up to say anything about this. They want to keep it secret. That
Yes.
makes all this violence happen to women. If the
They raise,
women
yes, they
aren't
need to
afraid
raise
of
their
anything,
voice. They need to raise their voice.
yeah, exactly. They have to raise their voice and they have to speak and don't afraid of anything, anyone.
Okay.
Yes.
So next PPT. Thank you.
women's relationship. In this slide, we are talking about individual space for every partner, and men and women both. All women have the right to experience a separate individual space, even in their married life or any kind of relationship. As I mentioned before, this is our right to have our individual life. Even we are married, we are living in the same house, we share everything together. But this individualism is very necessary for women. The majority of women choose someone as a partner who gives them stability, security, family, and protect them well. Most of them neglect their joy and happiness and their rights and freedom to keep their family members connected and happy. They sacrifice because of the family. The sacrifice that women does, never men does in their life, this kind of sacrifice. I mean, maybe they do hard work as a job and they earn money and they do lots of things. But in this case, that's related to their happiness and their freedom, women sacrifice more than men. Many times, partners are not able to understand real feeling of women or their wife, even after a long-term relationship. They are ignored intentionally or unintentionally, and it is always translated that the women care less about their pleasure and their happiness in their life. But this is not true. That's all because gratitude decreases, because praise and admiration are gone, because couples have not maintained their individualism. Otherwise, women are care more maybe than women, than men. I don't want to discuss more about this topic about relationship because we have a short time, and just in a summary, I wrote this slide, and we continue to the next slide. Each partner should give enough space and respect to the other partner by loving them, focusing on what makes them happy. Me as a woman and my husband as a man, we have to give separate individual space to each other, to focus on whatever I want, whatever I enjoy in my life. We can be good partner, but we can respect each other to make ourselves happy without attaching to the other person, without feeling any jealousy and attachment. Actually, attachment is very harmful for happiness for each partner. We can be great partner and a great family without attachment. If we focus on individualism, I don't have to expect everything from my partner to make me happy by everything. Maybe it can happen for all women or for all men. So it's not a reasonable expectation for me. So we can have our interests and our favorite activities to focus on to enjoy our life separately from our personal life. This space actually saves partners' lives. Individualism is required as a right for each person in relationship to keep this relationship healthy and happy. Okay, and the last sentence, let's get started a new perspective in women's life in our world, hopefully.
So
please unmute.
Yeah, it is about the relationship between partners, women's relationship with different people, like brother, like sister, and like as a companion, like as a friend, and in specific relationship with the husband, specific relationship with the partner, they both need to give, they both need to understand each other very well. At certain point of time, at the initial level of your marriage life, it is very difficult to understand each other. But after certain point of time, if you're able to understand each other very well, it's necessary to give a proper space in the men's, You know, suppose I am texting, I am WhatsApp to any other girl. Okay, my partner should not worried about that. You know, suppose I am messaging to any other girl like hi, how are you, whatever it is, or my partner also messaging or social media, putting some post or giving some reply to any unknown person. Okay, so we should not worry about that thing because we love our partner, we have enough trust on our partner. So trust is the main thing between any relationship. If you have enough trust, you will automatically give respect. And then after respect, the right, there isn't any issue for rights. There isn't any fight for rights. If you love, if you care, if you have respect, rights is always there. Okay, so that kind of individualization is required for your life, for life partner. And there is one study related to uh, I would like to represent this map showing prevalence intimate partner violence. You know, after having so much discussion, we discuss about this relationship and this all different kind of percentage wise geographically analysis. This is a study of WHO. Throughout the world, we experience physical and sexual violence by a partner on sexual violence by a non-partner. So you can see in the WHO religions, this 29%, 29.8 in Americas, 23 in high income countries. You know, it country, it not depends on the income. It depends upon your thoughts related to your partner. European region, you can find 25%. In Eastern Mediterranean region, you can say 37%. African countries, we have 36%. Southeast Asia, okay, the highest number, 37.7%. And Western Pacific, you can say 24.6. So this is all about the percentage wise. Now we will discuss about few questions about the same PPT, the same presentation which we had discussed. But before we discussing about the questions, anybody want to share anything? Anybody has any thoughts in your mind you want to share about these presentations? You can free to talk, and then after that I will allow to discuss about the questions. Okay. So, yes, Dr. Dhananjay, you want to say something related to these presentations because you are very well aware about this topic, and just provide your words how she represent this topic.
It was indeed a very good topic. I had to leave the meeting for some time, but I was there for most of the time. The topic she presented was very good. I'm very happy the way Fatemeh has presented this topic to the lovely audience. Here, I will like to add a few points. Is like women are not equal to men, or neither they are unequal to men. Okay, there cannot be a comparison between the two. All right, women should be more feminine as possible, and the males should be more masculine as possible. So that is their quality the God then, has created them.
Right.
Okay, if you open upon the history, let us say if you see last 3,000 years or 5,000 years, okay, man has always tried to suppress woman. Man has always overpowered woman. Okay, have you seen any time that in the battlefield on both the sides, both the armies are women and women are fighting? If you open our history, always it is the man who is fighting for the land. There are no women, thousands and thousands of women coming onto the battlefield and fighting. Why only man is fighting? This is just because to satisfy his own ego. So man basically fights for land, man basically fights to satisfy for his own ego, and man basically fights for women. Women basically they don't fight for anything. That makes them a wonderful creature on this planet. Okay, and it is the fact. So our
That's
history
the
says
reason
that
of
the history
violence.
is bloodshed. Yes, it is full of violence. So the violence is the nature of a man. It's not a nature of a woman. Okay, and we should appreciate this particular quality of women because, and that is the reason this existence has given the power to a woman to give birth to a child. No man can bear a child in his own stomach for 9 months. It is impossible. only a woman can do that, because she has the tolerance, she has the patience, and she is full of love. And this is what today Fatemeh has reflected from her thoughts. I really appreciate that this particular talk went really well. I am glad all of you had really enjoyed this particular talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Dhananjay, so providing your thoughts related to this topic. Now we move to questions. We have designed some questions related to this topic. You can give your thoughts, you can give your opinion. Okay, so first question is that, do you think women and men have equal rights in your country? Okay, so this is a topic which we love to discuss in group also, and then we will discuss this topic in a small breakout room also. But as today we are lack of time, so we'll continue the session by tomorrow or maybe some other day. Okay, and we will give opportunity to discuss all of you on all these questions. Right, Azita, you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to say something.
Yeah.
Dr. Patel said violent is character is trait of men. No, I don't agree. Violent is the nature of human, not only men.
Yes,
you can search in the internet and say something about see something about violence of women, about their children and about their husband. Okay, at the first. And the second, Fatemeh said, I don't judge about my appearance, my weight by men. It depends on. And she said,
Yes.
men didn't judge about their appearance. No, I don't agree. Men judge about their appearance too, but they don't care. It depends on us. When we care about judgment, when men say about our appearance, yes, they pass their red line and say and come towards us and say another thing about our appearance, our weight, and something. If we ignore them and don't care about their judgment, I think it's our solution about this kind of problem. This kind of problem, and I think totally come back in our mind. Okay, and another thing, say women is just kidding, of course. Women, yes, everybody would like say them neat and beautiful because of they are flower, but don't anybody say men are flowers. Okay. It depends on, and appreciate about it. If when men want see you as a beautiful as flower, I think they respect to you because they everybody expectation from flowers, good scent and beauty. Okay.
Right, right.
I agree with you 100%. Thank you for your point of view.
You're welcome.
Azita, when I said that basically the war is taking place, I mean by the war, okay, last 3,000 years, you open up the history, you have seen that most of the wars on the battlefield have created by men. Okay, yes, it depends upon the woman or a man, it depends upon an individual whether he is violent or not, yes, but most of these qualities or traits are being seen in men rather than women. That was my point. Okay, so I hope you understand that.
We can be violent, but men are more than us. But we can be violent, very violent. Don't forget it. Okay. Yes, but men can be more than, but we don't. It's our nature too. we talk about, we argue about
it can be.
Yeah.
Yes, you want to say that we can be a hearted person. We can treat violated way. If we want, we can do anything with men also, but we sacrifice. We are very good creatures. Do you agree, Azita? Do you say that we can be violence? We can do violence against men also, right?
Yes.
We have some problem and some conflict about this issue that men face violence by their wife.
Right. So that is a
All
different.
over the
No,
world, not
no.
only
That is
part
different
of
topic.
them.
That is different topic. We will discuss on that also. We will read. We will write on article of men's rights also. Don't worry. Yeah.
But men, don't forget, men, happy wife, happy life. Okay? And if you would like happy world, happy women, don't forget it. It's point of view that don't forget it. Yeah, don't forget it. If you would like happy world, you make happy women.
Right, right.
For
Jay, I
example,
feel
in my
say something
country,
as well.
I want to answer Beetle. Here in my country, we have women that they are police. They are, for example, soldiers. We have a lot of women with make the same work that man, for example. The years ago, they can do it. Yes. We think that we have to be so strong, physical strong, to make to work. For example, I hate it, but no, we have to be so strong but intelligent and something like this, and we can make all kind of works. Yes, I understand, for example, that men are strong, for example, physical strong, that
Right.
of women, but this is in a physical aspect of a human being, but then you can use it or not, no? And when you don't have to use it, and women can be very strong too. And violence is bad in all of the ways.
Right, right. Yes, thank you, Isabel, providing your thoughts. Okay.
I want to say something.
Yes, please go on, Shashiraj.
Thank you very much. Mr. Dhananjay, I share your idea. You told that 3,000 years back, we had an army of men only. And men used to fight only, right? The thing is that women were not given the chance. They were not trained. They were not given any kind of offer that you can also go to battle and you can also fight against the enemy. But these days, women are in army, they are in navy, they are in air force, they are a wrestler, they are a fighter. If women are trained or given proper training of martial art or everything, and they are in sports, so they can also be physically strong like men. If you find any person, any man who's the most strong, and if you also find a girl who is also being trained like a man, she can also fight like a man. So we cannot say that women are less powerful than men because they are not given any kind of chance. If you have boy, if you have girl, so we are giving offer to boy that yeah, you can go play cricket, you can go, you can play everything, you can go outside, you can do anything, you can learn karate, you can go to gym. But girl, you have to stay here. You need to learn how to cook food and sustain the family, home, household work. So these are the reasons. So this is
Shashiraj,
my
I guess you
opinion.
got me wrong here. What I meant was, I was talking about the last 3,000 years. Okay, the men has really oppressed women. They have always overpowered women.
Yeah, the
They
same
did
thing I'm
not
saying, that they
allow
were not
any
given
woman
chance.
to get trained. Yeah. Why they were not given chance? Because men always
I think some internet connection problem.
show his superiority against women. That was the reason it didn't. And yeah. Can you hear me, Jay?
Yes, there might be slight
Yes. Am I
internet
audible?
problem. Now it is okay.
No, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So because of the superiority which men wanted to show on women, that was the reason they were not allowed to enter into any kind of field. Bear the children, raise the children, that was their duties. So this is for these reasons, because men always try to show their power against the woman. That is the thing, in order to
Yeah.
satisfy the ego. We basically, we men feel that we are more stronger physically than women. So it is a human nature. Whenever you feel that you are more stronger, you will always try to suppress the other one who is not stronger as compared to you. That is the thing.
And that moment we did not have that
I
kind of rules,
you understand.
that we did not have the
Yeah.
equality. We did not have such kind of
Yeah.
constitutions. Even the constitution was there only for the men, not for the women. And now the
Yes.
constitution we have all the equal rights for the women. And these days in
Even you
India,
believe,
one more
Shashiraj,
rule is about to come. One more rule is about to come, that women can also get the right in the property.
Right.
She's also going to get the right in the property.
It is
it's
there.
already in place,
It's
Shashiraj.
already
It is
yes.
already in place. This
Right.
particular rule is not applicable actually.
Hmm.
And the second thing is that even a husband, okay, without the permission of his wife, cannot have physical relations. Okay, women are being conditioned in such a way that over the period of time that they find this as their duty to do it. Okay, so it is also a husband against the will of his wife. If he tries to have a physical relations with her, that is also termed as a rape. So this is also a type of abusement to the woman actually.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this should,
Okay.
when we
So
talk about
nowadays,
equality,
yeah,
equality
you know,
means saying yes from both parties.
yeah,
Yes.
because now we have very
Yes,
strong
Shashiraj.
constitution, and if you watch any girl, right, and that girl does not like that you're watching her, so she can also complain against you
Right.
that you're staring her.
Yeah,
So
that's
we have such kind
stalking.
of a
Yeah,
strong rule.
staring. Yes,
Right.
yes.
Okay. So
We
as
have rule, but sometimes we have no rule in family. Sometimes this violation happen in family, in relationship,
right.
and women keep silent. It's not only about society and countries outside the family. We are talking about inside the house. What happened inside the house against women? What kind of violence happen against women? The important things about joining women to the military is the freedom that they can join or not. But as Dr. Dhananjay mentioned, I agree with him because it's not nature women. Actually, women are stronger in general, are stronger than men, than women. Sorry, men are more stronger than women. But if we give this right that they can do whatever, if you want to do whatever men do, okay, you can do it. It's freedom. But I think just less amount of women do that works that's related to men, because our nature is completely different. Our mental aspect is different. Our physical body is different, and we cannot do whatever men do, and men cannot do whatever we do as a woman, like bringing up children or all of the activity related to bringing up a child and giving birth and all of these activities. So we cannot claim that we are the same. We are not the same at all. But we are talking about equal rights and stopping violence against women actually at home, especially, and then in society and country and world.
Right. Okay. So guys, we are about to end of the sessions, but before I end up the sessions, I would love to invite all the women who are present here in this meeting to speak up. You know, this is your rights to speak up. Now I would not allow any man to speak. So I request all the women of this room.
For Jai, you need to give this chance to Fatemeh,
Fatima, right.
being as a host.
Right. So
To
that's
being
why,
as a
no,
host
that's
and
why
encourage the women.
I know, Shashiraj, but I am just helping her being as a co-host. So I request all the girls of this Zoom meeting, please raise your hand. So Fatima will talk with all of you one by one. Please raise your hand as you are a girl, as you are a woman, and she directly connect with you by raising your hand. Okay, so please Fatemeh, you can connect with all the girls of
Yeah.
this Zoom
You
meeting.
need to encourage
I
women.
prefer
Right.
to present the question in the screen in a slide, and women can read the question, and
Okay.
they can any question they like discuss about the question. They can read them and then answer each of them. So we will discuss together. It's not only me that's talking. I appreciate your help and your cooperation with me. We are just discussing together. We are sharing our ideas and our opinion together. And
Okay.
I'm happy to continue the question with the women in the group.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I tell something?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Now, for example, that here we have the same rights, but we have to work a lot. For example, we work in education, like police. I don't know. We have to, we work, no, not like men. We are fighting for our rights, no, but we have to think that we in homework we have to be the same. Okay, it's so difficult to know, to think, and to make it. But here, a lot of, for example, a lot of men like cook and like to do homework. And if they don't like, for example, they have to do, because you are working like them. You are a family, and you have the same right to be tired or something like this, like the man. And if you are tired or you can be helped. No be helped. The family is responsible of these the two persons. No, the man and the woman. If we work like him, we it's so difficult to change it. It's so difficult to think and to change it.
Right.
Yeah,
But
changing is difficult, but we will do it for the next generation. Definitely, yes. We working, they are working, we are both working, but why all of the house and house chores and housework done by women? And they think if they do something, they are helping. It's not helping, it's their duty. It's the duty of men and women and children, all of the family together to do. When I say thank you for helping me, he consider that he do a favor for you. It's not a favor. It's his duty. He's responsible, and all of the family must participate in all responsibility at home. Just one thing, if I accept that I want to do everything, it's okay. If nobody forced me, I do everything. If I'm satisfied with doing all this housework, then it's okay. But if someone forced me to do it and expect me all the chores, it's my responsibility, not the other partner responsible. It's not acceptable at all.
Right. Okay. So let
Exactly,
me.
Fatemeh. Another thing is very important for women is take serious their me time. Me time is very necessary for us for our refreshing. Right? We have to take serious it because we need it. But society push us for omit this time for us. Thank you. Thank you, Fatemeh, for your good presentation. It was excellent.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for your article and your good presentation.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I will ask few the girls or few of the ladies of this Zoom meeting. We'll start with the lady who will not speak at all right now. We'll start with Carol. Carol, provide your thoughts on this topic. You want to say anything related to this today's topic? Carol, unmute yourself.
I
Yes.
think depends different country and different culture. You know, like at Malaysia right now, Malaysian Chinese. We can say that almost same like a European country. We have equally women's right. You know, but one thing I don't accept is from India. You know, because I read some article from India that women is always you know very low, despised by the societies, you know. So sometimes maybe sometimes there's some of the village or countryside family. Sometimes whenever they deliver a girl, sometimes they kill their daughter, you know, because they can't afford the dowry for their marriage, you know. This I was so sad for this kind of thing happens in our society, you know. It's not fair for our women, you know, for our girl, right? This is the most important, you know, at this world now. Right. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you providing your thoughts, Carol.
Yeah, thank you.
Miami. Yes, Miami, please.
Yes, Miami, okay. I agree with Carol, right? But some a little bit I will ask with these topics. For example, in my country, also like Carol talk. Okay, I have something like another country have the Lego, another Lego. The best is the good, I think, but the people use it is not correct, something like that. For example, another country like Pakistan, girls stay at home and boys go to work, something like that. But in my family, it's different. Man and woman is the right equal, is mean equal together, something like that. But when the woman go to work, but men stay at home, something like that. But I think they should know the duty. For example, if they don't earn the money, but women earn the money, it should be help each other like housework, something like that. It's many things to do, I think. And the women do everything in the family and also go to work outside. It's so really tired from them. I think it another country has the loan, has the Lego is good already, but the people use it. I think yes, that's enough for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Miami, for providing your thoughts. Okay, now let me ask to Sarah. Yes, Sarah, you want to add something related to this topic, women's right? Unmute yourself. It's your right to speak in this meeting. Hello, Sarah, can you hear me? Unmute yourself and provide your thoughts. Every moment of this Zoom meeting, I would request you, please raise your hand. Yes, Ali, you want to say something related to this topic, Ali? Because I am not sure some of them, the name are women or some of them are not women. So quite confusing. That's why I asked. Please raise your hand. That would be easy for me to give you chance to speak up.
Okay, my name is Ellie.
Yes, please.
Okay, talking about women's rights and domestic violence and the violation that not just women's and children face, but also men. I've been through domestic violence. I had abuse in my childhood and teenagers. So yeah, it's about mentality of a man, you know, how they grow up, how they were brought up, what education they learn at school or the community or the family. One thing I learned about domestic violence that I had in my marriage, my previous marriage, is that my ex was abused when he was little, when he was teenager. He saw domestic violence from his parents, and that's like recurrence, you know, what they did to him, he did to us, to me and to the kids. Maybe not severe like what he went through, but yeah, same extent. Like I got pelted, I got, what is it? Not just physical or verbal abuse. I went to some even economic. I can't. She's not allowed me to work. I'm not allowed to go out as much as I need to. He limits my connection with other people. Even the kids, they can't go play as much as they want to. So yeah, it's returned to the how they were brought up, basically. So it's not just about the, what is it, the laws, the enforcement.
Yes.
It does affect a lot. When I was in Australia, the law was really strict. You don't need proof. If you admit that you hit a woman, they can put you in jail. But here in Indonesia, even with proof, evidence, witness, and everything, if you don't have money, you don't get the cause. I mean, you don't get the case into court. So that's a pity to be living in this kind of country. So yeah, we need to educate our kids, women and children and men in the family, that they should respect women as much as they should respect their moms and their daughters and their sister, you know. That's all from me. Thanks.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to speak something.
Yes, please.
Actually, I only listen one thing from my life and surrounding my places, my everywhere. If we are not raising our voice for ourselves, no one will come to help us. Yeah, they can support, only they can support, but efforts needs to do something in our life, so that we can everything to do in our life. Nothing is impossible. I'm thinking like that, everything is possible. But yeah, moral support is most important. If no one support to every particular woman, so uh, we should uh, we should collect ourselves, everything. We should gather everything ourselves, like courage, positive things, everything. So we, as much possible, we should brought up our mind to looking other who those women are doing more than us in a good way. So we should just think about them. If they can, so why we can't? So we can also. Just we need one support. So who wants support us? No one. If we are expecting from someone, so no one can will be there to support us. So our support, we should have, means uh, our support we can. We help us ourselves. So everything
Yes,
depend on us.
right.
So it's like that.
Yes. So
So I'm very happy because I'm a woman, and many times I see means those mm, often I see like women, they are just condemning about other women, despite of they also facing their same trouble in their life, but they are not thinking on one more thing, means we should focus on ourselves. If every woman individually focusing on their life to improve themselves, so it can make a big a massive thing to brought up uh, all women from that poverty kind of space.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you. Great.
yes, thank you. We are about to, very short of time. We'll still need to ask Sharli. You want to add some point? Add your thoughts, Sharli.
Yes, sir. I'm just talking about anti-violence against women. So, men sometimes hit the women, especially when they are fighting with each other. So women are not punching bag. So sometimes women suffer from physical injury. So at the time, men get jailed. But why most of the time the case was dismissed? In your country, is it same that when men get jailed and then after that it was the case almost dismissed? Why?
Okay. So you mean to say that there in some of the country there is law, that kind of law, just because
Yes,
of
yes,
that violence, that men need to go into the jail just because of only complaint, right?
yes.
Okay. So
But after that, the case was dismissed.
right, right. So the case was dismissed just because of giving some money to the police, and everything is finished. So that kind of happen in different countries, right? Okay, and just because of
We don't talk now about laws and rules in society. We are talking about our mindset as a women. We
right,
need to work on our mind, work on ourselves. So nobody comes and give us, this is your right, please get it, this is your right. We have to stand for our rights. We have to be aware of our rights, and we have to transfer this message to our children, to the new generation, to stand for their rights and they try to get their rights, because no man comes and give us my rights. So we have to work on ourselves and educate ourselves as women. This
right,
is a big responsibility for all women.
right. Okay. So I would love to take photograph before the end of the sessions. So guys, it's time for photograph. Then I give chance to men to speak about women's rights. Okay. So please open your camera, guys, so we can have this wonderful moment as we stay here more than 2 hours. We spent almost 2 hours together, and thank you all of you guys to stay here. Let me please capture this moment. So ready, guys? Please turn on the camera. It's a 3, 2, and smile. Okay. So now I
And
will.
guys, one thing. Please clap for Fatemeh. Please clap.
Yes, yes, we need to.
Please
We need
clap,
to.
Thank you
everyone.
so much.
Clap, everyone.
Great.
It's my pleasure. And thank
Everyone,
you all.
everyone, everyone.
Right.
Global English
Great
group.
job, Fatemeh. Great job.
Big clap for me.
Thanks for everyone. That's a great talk.
Yes. So
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
And
Thank you for your participation and
yes,
helping me and providing me this chance to talk in front of you. It's a great pleasure for me in my life. It's happened for the first time that I'm talking from a small city in Iran, in center of Iran, to different people in different countries. I'm really happy, and thank you for your support, your all support, dear admins, and all participate here. Thank you so much.
thank you.
You know, Jay, still we have very strong women in our group.
Yes,
She
yes.
can speak for 12 hours, more than 12 hours.
Yeah, she is busy right now. Dr.
Right.
Huong, I know her very well.
She takes the session 16 hours. She
Right,
speaks
right.
for 16 hours.
Yes, yes. So many
So
people, they are here in this group because of her also. They also like her session, the way she took our session, right? So this is a kind of respect which we receive from all the members of our groups, and we will continue this kind of sessions. And we love to honor you as a host to deliver this kind of session in our Zoom meeting. So please come up with your idea. Please come up with your thoughts. If any one of you, feel kind of not to know how to prepare a PPT, not to know how to get confidence, please contact me. I am there for you. Okay, I will give you confidence. I will help you to make PPT. Just let me know what topic you want to discuss. Okay, so please come up with your thoughts, come up with your ideas, and we will continue to discussion this kind of topic again and again. And we love to welcome all of you guys. Okay, so that's all for today, guys, and we will continue to discussion on this topic, and we will also continue to discuss about 15 or 16 questions which we have designed. Okay, for you, we will discuss that in your small breakout room, so you will have enough time to discuss. Okay, So that's all for today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jay, for your help and your support.
Yeah.
If you are not here, maybe I can present my words here. Your support and all admin support me very well, and you encourage me. Actually, you inspired me to feel confidence to speak here in this moment. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for your kind words. Yeah.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
I want to thank you too, because it's so important, this topic.
Right.
And we have a lot of women here in this meeting that they are not talking, but they are hearing. They perhaps they can do it. They can, or they can express yourself,
Right.
or perhaps they can do it. Yes.
Yeah, this is the platform. This is the platform. That's why we give chance to each and every woman to speak up, right? And yes, Eduardo, I can see your beautiful smile. You want to say something at the end of the session?
Yes, we also have chance to speak during this kind of sessions.
Yes.
Yes, and also here in my country, there are unfortunately many women who suffer violence,
right.
And in many cases, it's practiced against their male partners at home.
Right.
And many of them don't have courage to denounce, to take a telephone and say they are suffering violence at home.
Right, right. Okay. Thank you, Eduardo, so providing your thoughts. And thank you, everyone. It's time to say goodbye. And thank you for joining all of us. We will continue this topic once we get chance again. Thank you, Fatima, for delivering a successful session. Thank you once again, everyone.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Fatima.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And
goodbye.
don't forget, happy wife, happy life.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Enjoy your life.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
We are happy. We are happy to talk about this.
Thank you. Goodbye.